So we're just going to look at viewing text data files before we import them into R. So in a previous video we looked at how to export data from Excel and Google spreadsheets into simple text files, and the common standard that we're using is a comma separated variable file, and the data we exported was a dataset called Leadfish. So this is the exported data, and I'm viewing this in Notepad on a Windows computer. And you can see the three variables. The top row here is called a header. It gives the names of the variables. There's the type of sample, whether it came from a fillet of fish or a whole fish. There's the species of fish that was sampled, and then there's lead concentrations. And you can see that each variable has a comma between it, and that's what the computer is going to use to tell it that that's a new variable. You can also see some other things that have happened in exporting. Excel has added a series of commas after the last variable, so there's going to be a series of blank data columns when we import this. But otherwise we can look down the file and it looks as if Excel has exported that into a text file fairly well. Notepad is not the best program to be using to view these in, because it has a kind of limited abilities to look at objects in text files. It's not so bad for a CSV because commas can be seen, but quite often text can be delimited by spaces or tabs and they can't be viewed in Notepad. So a far better program under Windows computer is Notepad++, which is a bit of open source, and this is Notepad++, and this is what the data look like. The advantage of Notepad++ is that you can ask it to show you everything in the file. So you can go to View, Show Symbol, and Show All Characters. And it not only shows you what can be displayed, but it shows you things like these are carriage returns and line feeds, which is how an end of line is represented in a text file. So there are additional characters in the text file that just aren't normally displayed in Notepad. And for the CSV file, it's not too important because we can see the commas. But if we look at another kind of text data file, here I'm looking at the insect file that we use in the tutorials. The insect.txt, there the data is separated by tabs, and in Notepad++ we can see these tabs represented by these orange arrows. If I stop showing all characters, this is what the data look like, and it's hard to see from this whether the data is separated by just spaces or tabs. So this ability to see all of the characters in a text file is very useful when you're wanting to import data. So looking at data in these Notepad and Notepad++ is an important step before you import into R, just to make sure that the data are what you think they should be.